print, email, Facebook, Twitter. More anti-government not aware of bribery allegations involving Dong Hai Airlines owner. As flights begin from China to Darwin, the Northern Territory government is refusing to reveal their costs of its partnership with a Chinese airline, saying it was not aware its owner was recently named in court hearings over the alleged bribing of a government official in Hong Kong. According to Hong Kong court records, it was alleged a company controlled by Dong Hai Airlines chairman cho-bau paid more than $650,000 to renovate a luxury penthouse owned by then Hong Kong government chief executive Donald Tsang. In exchange, it is alleged permits were approved for another company. Mr. Wong holds shares in radio company Wave Media. Dong Hai Airlines' parent company is East Pacific Holdings, the company which operated the building that housed the penthouse. Mr. Tsang was investigated by Hong Kong's Independent Commission Against Corruption and sentenced to 20 months in jail last year for not disclosing private negotiations with Mr. Wong over the sale of the penthouse. A Hong Kong Eco statement from February 2017 said Mr. Tsang was convicted because he willfully misconducted himself by failing to declare or disclose to, or by concealing, his dealings and negotiations with cho-bau, the major shareholder of Wave Media Limited, in respect of a 3-story residential property situated at East Pacific Garden in Shenzhen. A retrial was ordered on the bribery allegations, which ended in a second hung jury last September, with no convictions. Mr. Wong was never charged over his involvement. Not aware of allegations. Tourism Minister Lauren Moss began negotiations with Dong Hai Airlines in early 2017, and finalized the confidential government partnership earlier this year. Chief Minister Michael Gunner was photographed with Mr. Wong at the Darwin airport on Wednesday during the inaugural Shenzhen flight celebrations, where the two men flashed the thumbs up sign. A government spokeswoman said the government was not aware of Mr. Wong's alleged involvement in the bribery allegations. Dong Hai Airlines approached the Northern Territory government via airports, she said. A key reason for Dong Hai Airlines considering the was because Darwin is the only Australian destination within range of its current 737-800 fleet. The Department of Tourism and Culture undertook due diligence in relation to the Dong Hai Airlines opportunity, as would be the case for any new airline route into the Northern Territory. It was fully reviewed and scrutinized by the formal Finance Risk and Audit Committee of Tourism before being approved. Acting Department of Tourism CEO Michael Tennant said in a statement that he too was unaware of the allegations before entering into the partnership. The allegations against Mr. Wong are completely separate to the delivery of the Dong Hai Airlines service into Darwin, he said. The government was not aware of these allegations. Flights heralded as tourism coup. The Labour government has heralded the flights as a major coup that will attract tens of thousands of Chinese tourists to the every year. They have declined to disclose how much territory taxpayers are paying for the partnership with the airline and for how long the agreement will run, citing commercial and confidence reasons. Previous subsidy agreements between the government and private airlines have been worth millions. Charles Darwin University law lecturer and former Labour MLA Ken Parrish said there was a long history of the government unsuccessfully paying airlines to service Darwin. That included the CLP giving Air North $700,000 to run the Darwin Alice Springs Milk Run in 2015, and the previous Henderson Labour government giving Jetstar $3 million to establish an international hub in Darwin, and another $2 million for marketing the routes in 2009. Jetstar dumped the routes 4 years later. Mr. Parrish said he does not buy the government's line that the total cost is commercial in confidence information. Given the checkered history of government subsidies to airlines, it should be obvious why there is a strong public interest in knowing how much taxpayers' money is being paid and what guarantees there are that Territorians will get value for money, he said. They can redact any commercial in confidence bits. We need and are entitled to information about how much of our money the government is giving to it as an inducement to fly here. Government will not reveal cost. In a release earlier this year, the government said it had set aside nearly $11 million for cooperative marketing with domestic and international airlines this year. Mr. Parrish said he expected most of that to flow to the Dong Hai arrangement. A government spokeswoman told ABC Radio Darwin the government was not directly funding Dong Hai Airlines, but declined again to offer a total. This funding goes direct to third parties that support marketing packages, for example, creative development or media buy, not to the airline itself, she said. A portion of the funding is for trade familiarization programs, which are co-funded between the NT government and Dong Hai Airlines. An official NT government delegation spent 5 days in China last week and flew back on Dong Hai's inaugural flight to Darwin on Wednesday at a cost of nearly $30,000. An NT Airport's spokeswoman said a former airport executive first contacted Dong Hai Airlines in late 2016 to discuss flight possibilities while on a business trip to China. Dong Hai Airlines representatives were contacted for this story but did not respond. Print, email, Facebook, Twitter.